Hello, I'm Big Cal and I'm here to count down my top 10 matches of all time. Before I get started, I just want to remind everyone that this is my opinion, not anybody else's. I really don't care if you don't like my list. If you don't agree with it, it's all opinion. Get over it. Number 10. Kurt Angle vs Brock Lesnar from SummerSlam 2003. These two men had a match at WrestleMania 19, which was pretty damn good, but Kurt Angle was pretty damn injured at the time. He had a neck injury. I think his neck was actually broken for the match, but he still competed. Lesnar, well, there's the infamous botch that happened when he tried the shooting star press and landed on his head and almost broke his own neck. Still managed to finish off the match, though the match was really good, but their SummerSlam 2003 encounter, much better. Angle had taken time off to recover, he was in great health, Brock Lesnar was in great health, no stupid botches like the shooting star press, great action, great wrestling, all round just a great match. Number 9 is the 1992 Royal Rumble match. This, in my opinion, is the greatest Royal Rumble match that there has ever been. The only one that actually comes close to it is 2001. The 1992 Royal Rumble was probably one of the biggest star-studded Royal Rumbles. If you look down the list, there's a hell of a lot of big main event guys for the time. The main story for this match is Ric Flair entering at number 3, and nobody expecting him to go all the way to win the title, and he did it in great fashion. It was a tremendous match, lots of action, lots of entertainment, lots of surprises, such as the end with Hulk Hogan being eliminated and then helping Ric Flair to eliminate Sid, who had eliminated Hogan, who was supposed to be Hogan's friend, and that led up to a really bad main event of WrestleMania. But the Royal Rumble match was great. We got to see plenty of action. We got to see Ric Flair enter at number 3 and last almost a full hour, and a full hour of Ric Flair is a great hour. So number 8 on my list is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart at WrestleMania 13. A lot of people do consider this to be the greatest match of all time, but I don't have it quite as high, although I do love the match and think it is absolutely fantastic. They had a great rivalry starting from 96 and finished in mid-97. Austin at the time was a heel, but started to get cheered more and more from fans, and they decided to use that to make him a face and make Bret into a heel by him coming out complaining that the fans are cheering for all the bad things that Austin's doing and not cheering for him, who's a hero and a role model. So what we got out of this match was the legendary double turn, where Bret Hart left as a full heel and Steve Austin left as a full face. The ending was also fantastic. It was a submission match. Steve Austin was bleeding pretty bad from the head. Blood was pouring down from his face as Bret Hart had him in the sharpshooter. Steve Austin refused to give up, ended up passing out. Obviously it's fake, so he didn't really pass out, but yes, he passed out, and the referee at the time was Ken Shamrock, who wasn't officially on the WWE roster at the time, I don't think. Call for the bell. Bret Hart was the winner. The fans didn't like it. They wanted Austin to win, and that's that. Number 7, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart, this time at Survivor Series 1996. This was Bret Hart's first match back after so-called retiring for a while. They had a storyline where Steve Austin would come out every so often, or every week or whatever, I can't really remember, and he would basically insult Bret Hart and say that he claims he's the greatest of all time, but he's not, and Steve Austin actually is. And they end up having a match at the Survivor Series, which was essentially a 30-minute wrestling match. There was a bit of brawling, but it was a great technical wrestling match that showed just how good Steve Austin was in the ring before he injured his neck in '97. So all in all, the match was fantastic. It was 30 minutes of great wrestling, great action, and it's just a match that you should all really see if you haven't seen it. And if you do love the WrestleMania 13 match between the two, I would advise that you do watch this one just to see which is better, because they are really two completely different matches, but two absolutely amazing matches for very different reasons. Okay, number 6 on my list of the top 10 greatest matches is Bret the Hitman Hart once again versus his brother Owen the Rocket Hart at WrestleMania 10. The storyline leading into this match was that Owen Hart was jealous of his brother and was sick of being in his shadow and felt that he was the better wrestler of the two. So it culminated into a absolutely fantastic, amazing WrestleMania match, the greatest opener of all time in my opinion. That, just like the Steve Austin vs Bret Hart match, was pretty much a 30-minute wrestling classic, except this one was a bit better. Really showed that Owen was a fantastic wrestler and was possibly better than his brother Bret when it came to the in-ring work. But of course that's always debatable. So thanks to this match, Owen became a main eventer. Unfortunately it didn't last for too long. He only really main evented for a bit more of 94, and then moved back down to the tag team division and at the very most the Intercontinental title division, which was a real shame because I feel he could have been a world champion, and he probably would have been a world champion if not for his tragic accident in 1999.